Start it up. Welcome back to the MBH podcast, Money Buys Happiness, Season 3, Episode 3, right?
3.
Yeah. Holy fuck. It's been a long day, not really, but we're here with our lovely guest, Patrick Marzouk. What's going on, bro?
What's going on, guys?
So happy to have you here, bro.
Thanks for having me.
It's been a while in the making. A lot of shit's been happening in the last recent weeks and whatnot. So we're happy to be able to get you out here. You got a pretty unique story. You do a lot of fucking shit. We've never really had anyone like you with the type of experience that you have in what you do and in so many different areas. So I think it's going to be, really exciting to get to hear about, your story, what you've done, what's up next for you, what's currently going on. But with that being said,
definitely, yeah.
Introduce yourself, who you are, what you do, and we can go from there.
Patrick Marzouk, an entrepreneur. Take advantage of nearly every opportunity that comes my way. Essentially is what I do.
Yeah.
I own Regulars Bar on King and Bathurst in Toronto, Figures Toronto and Yorkville in Toronto, a few franchises of A&W located in Toronto. I was a partner in Upper Management, which is a chain of barbershops. I used to be a partner in Dust of Gods, which is a fashion line. Mm-hmm. I owned Anko in Mississauga for about 9 years. I recently sold that as well.
Yep.
And now I'm currently working on my own cannabis line and kind of moving into the cannabis industry while still maintaining the hospitality industry as well.
I mean, they kind of go hand in hand, right?
As you should.
They sort of go hand in hand, right? And you obviously have your experience there, so why give it up?
I want to get into kind of the venues right off the bat.
Sure.
That's kind of where I met you, and I've heard of you from. So let's talk about Anko first, because Anko was kind of like this conglomerate in Mississauga from my eyes, right? I felt like it was one of probably the only, if not the only place to really go and have a good time in a nightlife environment in Mississauga.
Right.
So how did Anko come to life? Because I feel like that story is very interesting.
Right. Yeah.
And how did you guys get it to that level? Because it was like, it was taking over the city every Wednesday, right? Like every Wednesday you guys had the Latin night, which was huge. I'm sure the other nights were massive as well, but you said 9 years and it was pretty much going that strong for that long as well. So I guess tell us about that, how that came about.
Yeah, I mean, to start that story, it kind of predates from before where we started. And just so you guys know, everything I do with my brother, Natter, right?
Shout out Natter.
Yeah, definitely shout out Natter. There you go. And where it all started was we launched a company called meetmeandto.com.
Okay.
And it was a online dating website, social media website that predated Facebook.
Wow. That's crazy.
It was before MySpace, actually.
I didn't know that
was the first of its kind. Yeah.
Damn, okay.
So for the generation that's older, they'll probably recognize what it is and probably met a lot of people through there.
Yeah.
It was over 500,000 members.
Holy shit.
And that's a lot back then before social media existed, and that's located just in Toronto. So you can imagine everybody was on that website. And it was more of a social media platform. From there, Mimi and Tio started, clubs contacted us and said, hey, why don't you promote our venue? Why don't you help push, people through to our venue and making it happen in spot? So after we transitioned from Meet Me and Tio, we said, well, how do we generate revenue now? Yeah. So we started promoting different venues through Meet Me and Tio. Then kind of the demographic from Meet Me and Tio was still younger and people were coming out. So we launched a company called 5 Social.
Okay.
And it was a promo company. And 5 Social.
Me too. I was going to say.
So 5 Social took over and was doing kind of a lot of the big venues and key venues with an older demographic. I mean, back then, older demographic to me was, 25 plus, right? Yeah. And so me and Tio would be doing the 19 plus parties and 5 Social would be doing the 25 plus parties. At one point, I was operating with a team under me of about 15 to 20 promoters, and did 3 to 4 venues on a Friday, 3 to 4 venues on a Saturday,
Jesus Christ,
and 2 venues on Thursday, and 1 venue on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
So you were 7
and
days
Sunday.
a week.
7 days a week.
7 days a week.
We had one night every week, and then on the main nights, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we did multiple spots where I had teams on different spots, but I would personally and through the website would be promoting all the spots. So we would dictate, where the people kind of went and what, depending on what kind of party they wanted. Yeah. Back then, not everybody was a promoter because social media wasn't a real big thing. So like we controlled the market. Like if you had to text people, you had to invite people out. You know what I mean?
People,
you had to call
like
people.
1-to-1. Yeah.
Like you had to be a popular guy to bring people.
And social.
And very social.
Yeah.
So at that point, we were kind of right in the mix of the nightlife industry. We were top headers. There wasn't that many players back then.
Yeah.
There was a handful of promotion companies, including ZRF, Dynamite, with Sacco Noe, and then, and then Surge and those guys,
so
right?
Different, so different from now.
But that was it.
Yeah.
That was it. So like if anybody joined forces, it was over.
Yeah.
Right? Like you needed a big ass venue.
Yeah.
So we realized that, all our people were coming from Mississauga.
Interesting.
We filled all these venues from people that were coming from Mississauga.
That's crazy.
Interesting. Okay.
Because I was from Mississauga, and then we realized that, wow, wait a second here. Like, we basically Mississauga is our market. We know everybody from Mississauga, and we're bringing them to Toronto for a nightlife experience.
Yeah.
So then we decided, hey, why don't we give people a Toronto experience in Mississauga?
There it is.
Boom.
Yeah.
If we control Mississauga like that and bring in all these people out, why don't we tell them, hey, you don't need to track all the way to Toronto. We can give you that experience here.
Stay right here. Yeah.
So, we looked into it, and, one of my partners, Roberto, back then was a good friend of mine as well, and I brought him on, and I said, because he was the only other guy in Mississauga that was just as popular as me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well,
okay, let's do
let's do it. It's like, this is a no-brainer. So I found a place that was, abandoned because they were building a restaurant there, and they decided not to, and it had a history of failures and failures and failures.
Interesting.
The building.
Okay.
Everybody said, you're crazy, don't do it. This has bad vibes. I'm like, but then I had other people if anybody can do it, you can do it.
There you go. Yeah.
And the one thing is that I'll always take on a challenge. I'll never listen to people putting me down. I'll always, when somebody puts me down, it actually motivates me. It's okay, let's I'm gonna do it now. Thanks for trying to put me down.
That's a real entrepreneur mindset. Someone's like, you can't do it. You're like, fuck, now I have to do it.
Exactly.
It's one of those I have to do this.
I have to do it, right?
Okay.
Whether fail or succeed, I'm doing it.
Of course.
Okay. So then that's where Anko kind of came about, and then we built it. We worked with one of the top designers in the city, a prototype design, and we had our own contractors, and we built the whole place, and kind of gave that, from my experience, the nightlife experience that I wanted to build in Mississauga. And we were doing different shows and dinner parties, and we were offering food. And we started Latin Wednesday, and we were doing a Sunday, and we had a rooftop patio, and the place was huge. We had lighting, and there wasn't really that in Mississauga. And it took over the market, and we were operating it for 9 years, and it still exists today. Unfortunately, I'm not the owner anymore. But it's still operating today, and it's extremely successful. So
I'm
so
curious.
You proved all those people wrong, by the way. The
ones 9 years strong. 9 years.
But I'm curious.
Still going.
In that phase of okay, we're gonna do this. You guys obviously were younger. You didn't really have the experience of opening up something in the past. So did you guys bring on someone to consult you guys, kind of be like, yo, this is the way to do it, type of thing, or were you guys just fuck, we're gonna just do it and figure it out?
So the interesting part is, we brought on some people and whatnot, but for the first year, we were generating the most money that we generated through all the years.
Wow.
However, we made no money the first year.
Spending.
Because we weren't as experienced. It was our first venue. It was 9 years ago. And we were learning. We were the best way to learn is do it yourself. Somebody can teach you, but you won't learn everything unless you do it yourself. Of
course.
Absolutely.
And that's how you become, the best that you can be. Right.
Agreed.
So, it's an interesting fact that, we generated that much revenue, but we made no profit.
That's wild.
Because it was experience. It's about, maximizing certain areas, saving on costs. It's penny pinching. In every business, you have to penny pinch. You have to know how to operate your business to the maximum profit while still delivering the experience that all the guests would want.
Can't sacrifice the experience.
But I mean, it was great. We were doing dinner shows. It took over the market. And funny fact is, the mayor of Mississauga, Bonnie, came and said, "What you're doing to Mississauga is unparalleled. It's the same thing that Square One is doing.
Wow.
You're bringing people from North York, from Toronto,
even from other areas, right?
To Mississauga. Who goes to Mississauga? If you're not from Mississauga, who's going to Mississauga back then?
You gave people a reason to actually go.
I gave people a reason to come to Mississauga, and people would be like, "I'm not going to Mississauga," but then they would go and they'd be like, "Wow, I gotta come back. I'm coming back."
Okay, so from there, what's the next step? Like, what's the next venture from there? So this goes great, right? You guys only sold it recently, so that's continuing to run, right? But then you're like, this isn't enough,
right? So we thought, hey, well, Anko was a great success, and it's still running. We found we wanted to move it to Toronto now, and at the time, Yorkville was booming. It's when STK just opened up. There was a lot of
70 Down was there too.
There was a lot of venues, opening up, and we were like, let's maybe go into Yorkville. We found a spot. And I was doing my research, and I went to STK and some other venues, and I was wearing a hat. Right? And they're like, sorry, sir, you can't come in here.
Wow.
I'm like, what do you mean? They're like, you're just not our demographic.
Wow.
Boom. Damn.
Imagine they tried to say that today. You're going.
No way, right?
But that's how it was.
That's how it was back then, right?
That's what it was.
What do you mean I'm not your demographic? And that just again pushed me. I'm like,
there you go.
Okay. I want to open up a venue
with my demographic.
In Yorkville, because I want to offer it to everybody. I'm always the kind of guy that there's no differentiating on your ethnic background, your style, who you are. Everybody is human, and we're all in it together. And it's just like we have different styles, different ways of doing things, but at the end of the day, everybody needs to come together. You know what I mean? And I always want to offer venues or an experience that everybody can take part of.
Of course.
Right? Funny enough, I knew the GM of SDK. She came running out. She's like, "Are you crazy?" Like, no, he's coming right in. You know. But then it's still.
It didn't have to go that far.
It's still bitter.
You didn't even want to go in at that point.
I'm still bitter about it. So.
Fucking hat,
fuck
man.
SDK.
So then we opened up Figures Toronto, right? We did a play on a comic book feel where it was really unique. The experience was different. We were offering a high-end dinner menu while actually offering kind of a relaxed atmosphere.
It was one of the first speakeasies too that really like made some noise here in the city, right?
And it was more of a speakeasy.
When I saw it, I was like, I compared it directly to New York, like the vibes they have there, right? Because that's what it reminded me of. I walked in there, I was like, yo, someone actually did this here. Because it was like right after I went to New York, I think I came back and Figures was open. I was like, yo, this is crazy. That's literally their vibe, right? And I was so happy someone brought that vibe here, right? So the speakeasy part, where did that come to life?
Again, we wanted to like operate something a little different, and we thought about doing, because it was like a comic, so we did a comic book store in the front, where we sold action figures, comic books, different things, and people didn't know there was a restaurant. And we wanted to add that playful atmosphere to the venue, while still offering remarkable cocktails and food, but still that kind of creates that relaxed atmosphere.
More comfortable,
Right. But within time, we realized that because our demographic from Mississauga and Toronto now, Yorkville was still a trek away. You know what I mean? So it's still there today. Obviously with COVID and everything, we are closed. It doesn't have a patio. So it's still there, and we'll see what the future holds. But I love the venue still till today. Every time I walk in, and the design and decor of it's a remarkable spot. So that was that, and then we moved into, well, I've always wanted to be a part of King Street. That
was like the big jump, right?
That was like, all right, here we go.
And King Street in Toronto is kind of, for those that don't know, it's the strip where everybody goes. It's like, it's like South Beach, right? Like every city has like a main street where like all the venues are at, all the top venues are at.
And you guys are fucking like primo, like you guys are in the fucking best spot.
We're in the corner of the
you guys are in the best spot
right?
ever. But so
then we decided to open up regulars, right? And when I wanted to open up regulars, you know, at the time with Figures, I was working with Mona, Lady Luck Entertainment. Shout out to Mona as well, right? And Carlos and different people that, you know, I grew to build a relationship with, not only on a friendship level, but on business level as well. And I brought her on, Carlos on, some key people as well. And you know, and it helped me grow, because I'm never greedy. I'm not here to always do it on my own. Like, I want to work with people. I love helping people grow. I love growing with people. And that's the goal, right? So I brought him on board, and we opened up Regulars Bar on King and Bathurst in Toronto on King, right? And it took the city by storm, man.
Yeah, it did.
It took the city by storm.
It did.
It was just like, we wanted to give we were thinking of the concept, and there was a lot of different concepts that came about, because like we found that the location, and we got lucky. I was at a wedding, and the owner of it was Blowfish Sark Fatah.
Yes.
And I don't recall if it was a wedding or a baby shower. It was his brother's, and his brother's a good friend of mine, and we were just shooting. He's like, yeah, I think I'm gonna sell Blowfish and move out of the city and do my own thing. We're just shooting the shit. I'm like, well, hey, I'll take it. Well, he's like, oh, I never thought you would be interested. I have a few people. The next day, offer on the table, like, forget everybody else here, let's just move. And everybody else that was on the table kind of just like was left in the dust. And it wasn't because he chose me over other people, it was because I moved fast.
I was gonna say, you, like, next day is like, I'm serious.
Done. Let's move. And you know, there's actually a story with that, where how Regulars was built. And because we moved fast, we only had 3 months free rent.
Which is not a lot to build that place up.
No.
Not
Especially
a
not
lot,
with what you guys
not
did
a lot,
in there.
Not a lot. So, you know, we had to get the branding, we had to get the marketing going, we had to get the logo, the concept of the venue, and build it out, and design everything.
The whole thing,
right? And you know, everybody was like, okay, well, we have 3 months. And I said, I go to Nader, and I'm like, okay, like, I'll get it done in 3 months. He's like, okay, good joke. You know what I mean? Like,
for sure.
You know, and everybody else, and then we had to get all the partners together, and like lawyers, and like
so
everything.
Many things.
It's crazy.
Lawyers,
It's crazy. Everything.
And
then build out electrical, chef, kitchen managers, staffing. It's crazy. Right? You know, but my responsibility was getting it built, design, branding, right? And then Nader would take care of the back end things. And he said, hey, and I'm like, I'm serious. And he said, okay, I'll get my stuff done, you get your stuff done. Like, let's go. And a lot of people laughed at us, but we got it done. We got it done. And it was definitely an experience, and that propelled me to another level, to be honest with you. The build out, because to get all that done in 3 months is nearly impossible. And any builder, any designer, any entrepreneur will tell you that's nearly impossible. I was basically there every morning, 6 a.m.
I remember that.
Until 12 p.m.
I remember that.
I'd go home, sleep, wake up, and come do it for 3 months straight, because I was there operating everything. I was GCing the whole project. I was building things myself, whatever it took. I was coordinating. Also, a lot of trades don't want to work within one another.
Of course.
It's like, okay, when the electrician finishes, then let me know. I'll come in.
Everyone in there,
you know, when the plumber finishes, let me know. I'll come in there and build that. So I was like, no, you're not going nowhere. You work on that while this guy does this, and I'll do that while this guy does, you know. So it's about coordinating it and making sure that trades are constantly working nonstop. You know what I mean? And everybody that worked on the project could tell you that it was crazy.
Of course.
You know, we
were coming in there. We were coming in there, and I remember we were trying to meet you, and we're like, yo, what time? You're like, I'm here all day. Every day.
So just come in.
We walk in, and we like going through like these construction teams, the electrical team, and we're like, yo, where's Pat? Pat's like putting up a light. I'm like, yo, this guy's really doing it right now. He's not playing around, right?
But you know what was impressive too, and what you're saying with the 3 month thing is like, a lot of what you guys did was like completely custom in there. Like down to like, you know, creating the little things for the board at the top where you're changing what it says every, like, to get that stuff custom done, like companies that you're dealing with are like, it's a 4-week turnaround, 6-week turnaround. Like, I'm just like, how the fuck did you get all that custom shit done in 3 months when you didn't even have the concept for the place?
Right.
So like, you know what I mean? Like, that's
were you building the concept as you were going?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, Well, going back to the concept again, we created kind of before we create the name. Like you have to have a vision of what you want to do.
Yeah.
And we were going back and forth, and you know, my partner Mona's like, hey, I want a place that like everybody's welcome.
Yeah.
And then somebody cracked the joke and be like, where everybody knows your name, and then we're like, you know, cheers.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. I want to build a modern day cheers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, where everybody knows your name, everybody's welcome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then we were thinking, okay, well, we don't want to call it cheers. We want to have what's modern day cheers. And we were like, regulars.
Yeah.
You know, where everybody knows your name, like a regular, where you're welcome. We're a regular there, where it doesn't matter if you're wearing a hat. It doesn't matter if you're dressed in a suit. You'll still feel comfortable. We wanted to build a place like that had that classy atmosphere, but also relaxed atmosphere. Mm-hmm. And I think we've accomplished it where it's easily. Like the design factor is like, again, if you're wearing a suit in there, you're not going to feel out of place.
Of course. No.
But if you're wearing a t-shirt and a hat, you're still not going to feel out of place.
Yeah. Which was huge, I think, even at that time in nightlife, right? Because a lot of the venues were kind of like not letting people in or for a certain reason, or those sneakers aren't going to fly in here, stuff like that, which I was always against too, because I'm a guy who I'll wear sneakers and a hat every time, right?
That's what's in now, right?
Yeah. And for me, it was always like, okay, I'm a promoter, I'll get in, but my people not getting in now, right? And something I loved about regulars was exactly that, right? Like you kind of open the doors to everyone. Now you're not letting in people like that are homeless. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, but you kind of judged each person based on regulars as a whole, and saying, you know what, this person just fits.
Well, that's
fits
the thing. We didn't judge anybody.
That's
the key.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think there's something about like a venue eventually takes on like a vibe of its own, like an aura. And I think like the aura from the beginning there was like everyone is welcome. Yeah. And you could walk in there, you could see people of every age, people of every ethnicity, whatever.
One guy popping a moe, the other guy's having a beer. Like
exactly.
Exactly. Which is what the city really needed.
Exactly. And no place could ever accomplish that.
They couldn't find the balance.
But the thing is, it didn't feel weird because it was like there's other venues that allowed everybody in, but they just weren't able to nail it on the head. And I think that it comes with the staff and the way you train them and the way they spoke to you and down to the design and the way it looked. You could hop on that right side. It was a little more private. If you were in a suit, you see a couple of guys in suits there with some girls, whatever.
And the upstairs as well, which you added in.
Right? Which that was huge, which is what I want to talk about. Because where the hell did the upstairs like private portion, how the fuck did that come to be? Because it wasn't right away, right?
No.
That came a little bit later.
Yeah. So we had to get creative with the upstairs, and obviously we only had 3 months. So we needed to get open, and then we kind of tiered it, and then we also opened up our patio as well, which is massive, and it's probably the largest patio on the floor on King Street on the street. So, well, going back to regulars and why we built it, and we wanted to, you know, like you're mentioning, it caters to everybody. Yeah. But at the same time, we wanted to like feel comfortable that it has that balance, and every step of the way that we took, we always had that in our mind. For example, like one of the partners was like, this is crazy, we're the hottest venue, let's charge $20-$30 to get in, cover charge. Well, all of a sudden you do that, now you're being identified as a nightclub.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
It's true.
So like certain aspects play a role on human nature and how people perceive you. And that's why you have to be careful on every step of the way and what you do in your business, because it's going to affect people's perception, and people's perception is everything.
Well, for example, if you went that route and people thought more, okay, this is a nightclub now, chances are they're more kind of intimidated now when they get to the door, which is just taking away your whole brand message.
Exactly.
It's true. Yeah. It was everything. Even the security, like the security was fucking cool.
Yeah.
Like the
Shout out Earl, because like
Earl, man, like for real, like it was the whole experience from start to finish where you just felt comfortable.
You portrayed the brand message very well, even from the food, right? Like you have everyday type of food, but it's just like prepared really cool and like all these things. You're making it very regular, right? So
exactly.
You hop in the washroom and people fucking like people's writing everywhere, but it was just like the whole experience. Like I don't think anyone else has been able to accomplish what you guys did there.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah, seriously.
And we worked hard on it, you know.
You could tell, and what you could even tell was from day one, because we started there like pretty much day one, until pretty much all this closure shit. Like it stayed consistent, But the beauty is that I feel like you guys never like slowed down. You never were like, okay, we're the hottest, so now let's relax. Like, let's just cruise. It was always like, dude, you're coming to us every week. Like, hey, guys, we added this. We're doing this now. Check this out.
Snoop Dogg's coming by, guys. This is coming.
Like, Kawhi Leonard. You guys have, bro, who else has Kawhi Leonard?
Yeah, so I want to talk about this side of things because the way you market,
bro.
Everybody, literally. Okay,
so the way you marketed the venue was, in my eyes, very different than any nightclub did.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to call you guys a nightclub, but you guys had similarities to a nightclub, right?
Yeah, we were a perfect balance between your everyday bar and a nightclub.
Exactly.
Yep.
So
and that's what we wanted.
As a bar or nightclub, let's say, you guys marketed very different than anyone in Toronto. I'm going to say that flat
100%.
out. I think there's similarities in how you marketed with clubs in like Miami, LA, New York, which is great, right? So how did you come to, like, how did you bring it to life? How did you decide that, you know what, bringing these people into the venue, it's common sense to me, right? Bringing these people in the venue is gonna explode this exposure for us. Having Drake here is huge.
Yeah.
How did you make sure that you were getting those things done? Because that actually helped you guys stay consistent, right? You might have had maybe a slow 2 days, then Kawhi Leonard's there, then the stock goes back up, right? So first of all, I want to know like why that was important to you. I think it's very important because it's kind of influencer marketing. And also, just why do you think no one else was really trying to do it, or just maybe they couldn't?
Able to accomplish it?
You want to give my secrets away is what you're saying.
Sort of. Tell us everything.
This is podcast. This is it. It's all coming out on the table right here. Let's go.
I want to know, like, because that was at a time where, like, let's say, like I said, a lot of places were not doing that, right? And this is something we believe in a lot. I think influencer marketing is a new way to kind of retail your product or service.
Yeah.
You did it at an earlier time than what I'm saying right now, right? So how did you make that happen? You don't have to give the secrets, but why was it so important to have those kind of names?
I'm just joking. We'll talk about it for sure. So
I'm curious.
Yeah, so I mean, it had a lot to play with the upstairs room, which I'll get into as well.
Yeah.
And again, with the partners that I had, including myself, we had a lot of relationship with celebrities and everybody that's coming into the city, whether they're athletes, celebrities, or whoever it is. And the key thing about celebrities and athletes is they don't want to be marketed. They don't want to be exposed.
Low key.
They want to stay low key.
Yes.
They're human. They're human. Kawhi Leonard is a human. You know what I mean? Like Drake is human. They want to have a good time like you and me.
And just buzz out and relax.
And relax. And like they don't want to have media. They don't want to have photography. They don't want to have everything. But they're okay socializing with normal people. I mean, normal. Not everybody's normal to me. It doesn't matter if you're Drake or Kawhi. But at the end of the day, they want to be normal. They want to socialize.
Be in a normal environment
exactly, and they want to have a good time. It's not about anything.
That's one thing you guys never like. There was never cameras in their face. They were never like.
Never.
I'm just
We're just like, there's Kawhi in the corner, and he's just chilling there. And we're just like,
sitting there eating his ice cream.
Ice cream. You guys' fucking hands are like bigger than my head. I'm like, this is fucking.
But no
crazy.
one was even like really bought. Like obviously, some people were like, yo, that's Kawhi, but it's like he was still chilling. He was able to chill.
But again, it comes down to the way you guys had the aura in the venue that no one went and swarmed him. They respected his space.
Of course, because that's what we built.
Yes. Yeah.
And we wanted to. So with regulars. Just like I said, everybody knows your name. You're a regular. The moment you walk into regulars, even if you're Kawhi, Snoop, Drake, you are now a regular at regulars.
It's true.
You're like everybody else. And that's why those regulars came back. Drake came back a few times. Snoop, a funny story with Snoop.
Snoop kept coming. No, like he
kept coming. He flew in. Mona's a good friend of him, with him, my partner. And he came in and, the whole design had a lot of different artists and celebrities from back in the day, right? The DJ booth,
Biggie,
it had Biggie, had all these different artists. And he comes in and he's looking and has, all these different guys. He's like, oh, they're there. And he's like,
where the fuck
and he's like, and he stops and he gets all serious. He looks at me. I'm like, you good? He's like, where am I, man? Like, where the fuck am I? You know what I mean? Like, he's stoned for sure. He's like, where am I? Like, really? Really? And then I'm like, honestly, I didn't even think of it. I'm like, because again, to me, he's a regular guy right now. Like, we're just talking, we're hanging out. Like, it's not like,
I never thought you'd been having that conversation.
Like,
I have to worry about Snoop.
I don't think like that. So then he's like, I'm like, you're right, man. Like, so we took off one of the big art pieces and I redesigned an art piece. I'm like, we're going to redesign something for you.
Wow.
And he's like, well, and then Mona was there, like, who do you want to be with? Like, who? He's like, put me in Pac, man. Put me in Pac.
Okay.
Right?
Jeez.
So we created an art piece of him and Pac, and that's currently Tupac, you call him Pac, and on the wall. And we took that same art piece and we created clothing with it as well.
Wow. I remember that.
You know what I mean? It's still sold today at Regulars. And we sent him a picture. The next week he flew in just to see that.
That's so sick.
Damn.
That's so sick.
You know what I mean?
That must feel great for you guys too. Like,
it's a great feeling.
Thinking about Anko and back in like Mississauga, and then you're like, fast forward all these years and Drake's in your venue, Snoop Dogg. You're having personal conversations with guys that like people fucking dream about even just getting 5 seconds with. You know what I mean?
It's true. Yeah.
So that experience must be crazy, right? Especially to have them want to come back.
They just come back on their own. Like, dude, after I saw Snoop Dogg the third time, I'm like, this guy's just coming on his own now.
It's a testament to what you built. It's a testament to what you built, right?
100%.
But I think I want to talk about you guys not overexposing them and not, going crazy and being like, Drake's here, flood the doors, $100 at the door.
I remember even you would tell the promoters too. You would tell us, you'd be like, "This person's coming, but don't say nothing."
Yeah,
don't say anything.
You literally used to tell us that.
Because the moment you market that celebrity coming, now all these super fans are coming in to see them. They're gonna bother them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We want to create regular people.
Yeah.
Regardless who you are. Drake has been there a few times. Every athlete has been there a few times. Yeah. Every celebrity, any celebrity that comes in the city.
Yeah. They
comes to Regulars.
Dude, I remember this one story. We were there one night, all sauced, classic, 20 bottles of tequila down. And this guy pulls up to the booth and goes, yo, OG Anunoby's here. And Chris Boucher, yo, you cool if they just hop in here?
Hop in your booth?
We're like, I'm like, yeah, sure. Dude, he's like 2 ball players. These guys are massive, okay? Hoods on, chilling, whatever. And it was the coolest experience because we just kept it chill with them, like as if they were like our boys.
They were chill. Like, they were chill.
Yeah. And we were in the middle of the venue. We're talking like middle booth, fucking sitting up top, like higher up, whatever. And it was just like, it was hilarious. The guys next to us are just like chilling.
And nobody's bothering them. We're taking
pictures.
And that's what it is.
Bro.
Yeah. And depending on the celebrity, and the popularity of them, I'll maybe put a guard beside them at a distance,
of course,
in case somebody wants to do that. Because I want them to feel comfortable.
Sure.
Yeah.
Right. And that's the goal. And we don't want to market it. And that's why celebrities keep coming back.
Yeah.
So I wanted to take it a step up from that.
Yeah.
I want it to be like, okay, all these celebrities keep coming in here.
Yeah.
Anytime somebody's in Toronto, they're coming to Regulars.
Yeah.
Any hotel knows that. Everybody in the city knows that. Hey, you have to go to Regulars.
Yeah.
So you can feel like a regular person.
Yeah. And they love that.
They fucking love it.
Like, wait, there's a place I can go and no one's gonna bust my balls.
Especially if they're coming to the city like first time or something.
100%.
Yeah.
So we decided to open up the loft upstairs.
Yeah.
And for those that don't know about it, we kept it that way.
Yeah.
We don't market it.
Yeah.
People don't know about it.
Yeah.
Some people might have thrown their birthday parties up there, but a lot of celebrities that come in, they'll maybe hang out downstairs, but then we can bring them upstairs.
Get really comfortable.
For a really private
you can offer
experience.
them that. You have that.
We have that.
Yeah.
And somebody like, for example, Serge Ibaka had his birthday up there.
Sick.
So cool though.
With the whole team and the thing. Snoop, the second time or third time, he just wanted to stay upstairs.
Yeah.
No problem.
Yeah, easy. Yeah.
But I'm not going to take him through the back entrance.
Yeah.
I'm going to make him walk through the venue.
Yeah. A crowded ass venue.
Yeah. And I want people to see, like,
where's this guy going?
I just see Snoop Dogg walk through the crowd. Wait a second. This is fucked up, you know? And a lot of people were just like, somebody told me, hey, I would get messages and still till today, hey, I'm coming by Regulars. I wonder who I'll see today.
Yeah. You literally
never knew. It's true.
Like,
never knew who you were going to see.
Am I going to see an athlete? Do you know anybody who's coming? People would ask me and be like, even if I did, I wouldn't know. Like, I wouldn't tell you.
Just come and see for yourself.
Yeah, and it just like,
and I'm sure a lot of times it was just like random too. They just pulled up.
Literally once a week, minimum.
Mm-hmm.
Once a week, there would be somebody there.
Yeah.
Somebody of status.
Yeah.
Celebrity status.
How about the Drake effect though? Like, how did that? You know what I mean? Because there had to be a little bit of a Drake effect. Drake pulls up, and all of a sudden it's like, holy fuck, right?
He was chilling, and he came twice. He came for, we hosted the Toronto Nightclub Awards.
Yeah.
And he came by then.
That's crazy.
And then he came by for we hosted a birthday party, private birthday party, and he was friends with her.
Yeah.
And he came by as well.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then he came by another, I think 3 times. And then another night where we were just low-key, just wanted to hang out.
Yeah.
And he came by and, he just got a table with some of his friends.
Yeah.
And here's the best part. When celebrities come, a lot of venues like, oh my God, here.
Comp everything. Yeah.
Everything's free.
Yeah.
These guys actually come pay.
That's like, you're coming to pay, bro.
They pay.
Well, regular people.
They're regular people.
Yeah.
We don't comp anything
that.
for anybody.
Yeah.
they buy it like normal people. And it's not to say that, oh my God, I have millions of dollars or I have no dollars. It's that you're a normal person here.
It's the relationship you're going for. That's how
and we want to offer that. And it's not like, I'm not here to comp the world.
And I'm sure they actually appreciate that. They're like, 100%. Oh, this guy's treating me like a fucking... No, but I'm saying they appreciate the fact that you're just like, you're a normal guy. You're just a normal guy.
They're used to just people throwing shit at them. So,
but I'm going to make sure their experience is unparalleled to any other. I'm going to make sure that, you know, they're going to have a great time. I'm going to be friendly with them. And a lot of them I'm friends with. A lot of them Mona's friends with, Carlos is friends with, whatever it is. And we're going to make sure that they're just comfortable and having a good time. You know what I mean?
I want to talk about that actually, because you bring a fresh kind of balance, which is something I've always respected about you in like your activity with the venue and the people in it. Right. I feel like you always have a presence in your venues somehow, right? And I don't think you've ever gone overboard with that presence, right? It's hard to kind of keep that balance sometimes because everyone's partying, everyone loves you, they're going to come, let's go nuts. But I've always looked at you as very composed, but still present. Which is huge because people get to see you, but you're still composed.
This guy's straight as a fucking arrow.
So I want to talk about that because, again, I don't think many owners do that. And it's hard to do that.
100%, especially in this industry.
It's very hard to do that, right? So why has that been a very important piece? I feel like it has been, right? In the way you run the show there, in any show that you have. Why has that been something you kept along the way the whole time? Because I think it's something that's a huge bonus for you that you can take in any venue. Like when you're there, you can feel that Patrick's there. Like you can feel it, right? Like every team member, the way they're talking to you, the way they're, it feels like it's just you, realistically, right? So I want to know how you were able to do that. Because that's very hard to do. I was just a promoter. I couldn't even keep my cool, right? I'm serious. We know. As an owner, it's just like, damn, like with that much pressure on a night to night, you guys were not open just Fridays or just Saturday. You were open every day.
7 days a week.
So,
and that's another thing that differentiated from
And you were there every night, right? So how did the fuck did you do that, bro? Because I was looking at you some nights like, how is this guy not piss drunk? Fucking going crazy right now because like I would for sure be right.
Well, I wasn't there every night, but I would make sure I was there enough that it was a balance. So I would spread my weeks. If like some days I was there and then I didn't go on a Friday, so I'll be there on a Friday the following week. 4 or 5 times a week you were there. The answer to that is you have to want it. And anything that you do, if you want something bad enough, you have to make those sacrifices. And I've been making those sacrifices since I was a kid. And it starts back when I was promoting with Mimi and Tio and 5 Social and operating my venues. I didn't drink back then either.
Wow.
And
come on.
And why? I'll have 1 drink, 2 drinks, but I'll never get drunk. Like I'll drive home. You know, and I would know my limits and I would never go over those limits because I wanted it.
You're there strictly just for the
I was there to grow. I took advantage of every single opportunity to grow, perfect myself, and analyze. You know, while I'm there, every weekend when I was a kid, since I was 19 years old, my friends would say, Pat, you coming with us? We're going here. Pat, we're coming in there. Pat, come over. We're just going to drink or have fun. Pat, let's go do this. Let's do that. Let's do this. Let's do that. Let's do that. It kept going. Right?
It doesn't end.
And my friends grew. As my friends grew and my network grew, I felt like I was doing the right thing. And I kept making those sacrifices. No, I got to go to work. And I'm going to work not to drink, not to party, but I'm going to work to network. I'm going to work to generate revenue for myself, to keep growing. I'm going to work to analyze human nature, analyze people, how they operate, what they like, what they don't like, how do they act in certain atmosphere. Right?
You treated it super professional. Like this is my job.
Every day I'm out there, I'm growing.
Huge. That's huge.
And I never want to stop growing. So when I'm at work, when I'm at regulars or whatever it is, and I'm analyzing, and where you're saying I'm very hands-on, I'm still working. Why? I'm still making that sacrifice. Why am I going to drink? What does drinking do for me?
It's true.
You know, for some people it's a release, but my release is I'm gaining growth. I'm growing. That's my release. That gives me happiness.
So it gets you fired up.
It gets me fired up. I don't want to, you know,
have 10
numb
shots
myself.
in a row.
You know what I mean? Like the way I numb myself is by analyzing and growing and building network and like, oh my God, I just met that person. Even, you know, it doesn't matter who you are. I just met that person. Regardless of the role. It's like, okay, I was hanging out with Shaq during the playoffs, you know, every day. And it's like, okay, but I met him before already in LA. I met him multiple times. You know, but at the same time, I'll meet this guy who's, works at Aldo.
Yeah. And you're more intrigued because it's like, oh, new person.
It's another person.
Yeah. It's another person.
Add
What's your
network,
story?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Can I help you? Can I help you grow?
Yeah.
Or, you know what I mean? Or can you help me? Or we can just build our network.
Yeah.
Well,
it doesn't matter.
That transition to something that I want to talk about. Social media. You're very good at what you do. You're very good on the socials. You're very, and that's everything from the businesses that you own down to your personal. And I think like you're very genuine online. You can see it, the way that you interact with people. It's super genuine. And something that you did that I think was like game changer that had everybody talking was when the patio opened up and you were going on there and fucking taking a picture of every single person on the patio, tagging them and whatnot. I'm like, this guy's a fucking genius.
Yeah.
We literally sat.
We looked at each other. We're like, genius.
We're like, this guy's a fucking genius. The most simple thing, the easiest thing to do, but no one's ever done anything around
like you said,
it.
you have to want it because things like that can start. You can have your ego start interfering with that. For example, now you have an owner that's saying, "I'm not walking around and taking pictures of everyone. Who am I? I'm the owner."
I was clicking some of these people.
I'm the owner. I never had that mindset.
That's something that I noticed with you right off the bat as well, right? And like you said, you're very hands-on, but I think that gives people a lot more comfort when they come to your venue because they know how you are, right? It's not that intimidating factor. You're just
talk about that.
Just a normal guy.
Talk about that. Like, how the fuck did that idea come? Because it deserves more credit than maybe it has gotten. Because from a marketing standpoint, me and this guy sat in here just like shaking our heads, like this guy's a fucking genius.
Well, people think of it as a marketing play, but it really wasn't.
Yeah,
and it comes a lot of marketing initiatives come from daily thoughts of just being thankful.
Yeah.
And genuinely, I was taking pictures of people to say thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Considering COVID, thank you for coming and supporting.
Yeah.
Because the outreach that I received from being closed and everything, that's when I realized, wow, I have a lot of supporters. I have a lot of good people that have, over the years, networking, growing, building those relationships, because I never looked at this person any better than the next person. I guess maybe that's why, but I always looked at everybody and gave everybody the ultimate most respect. And I guess I got so much, you know what I mean, like support that I just wanted to say thank you. And that's where it started. But then I'm like, wait a second. I can tag these people, the repost, and then everybody was messaging me and be like, hey, who's going to be there today? Like, I'm watching your stories. I like to see who's that regular. Who are the regular people? And then people would just be watching and be like, and then it became a thing that people would come there.
And ask for the picture.
So I can post them.
Post a thing.
You know what I mean?
That's when the marketing started. Okay, now we're talking here.
And I would post them because, they wanted to gain followers.
You want that cross promotion,
right? They want the cross promotion. Or they wanted to show people that they were at regulars. They wanted to show people that they supported me, and or they just simply wanted to show that they are with me in this together, and they support me. So like, to me, it doesn't matter what your reasoning behind it. I'm game. Because
I would go and click and there'd be like the classic Insta famous, verified this and that, and then the next pick would just be like 3 people with 100 followers each that no one probably
private accounts.
And I'm like, this guy's a fuck, dude. I was like, Jesus Christ, this guy doesn't miss, bro.
It was kind of like the online version of treating everyone the same, straight up.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's what it was. And it's continuing on the play of, we're all regular people. And just like you said, I don't stop. Like, I keep going. When you relax and coast, like you said earlier, that's when you start coasting down.
Exactly.
You will never coast up.
It's true.
I mean, dude, you were like,
you'll either coast or you'll have a slow decline or whatever it is.
Every week you were up to something new. Like, you were taking advantage of all the days you had open. You were like, Tuesdays, live music. Wednesdays, we're doing this. Every day. Like, and you were changing it ongoing. So like, that just shows your work ethic. To be honest,
you probably got some of that experience from Anko too, right? Being able to do the Latin nights and this night and the live music and whatever.
Stuff,
you can't have the same people coming out every single day, 7 days a week. It's not going to happen.
I know.
So you want to offer people a different kind of experience. Just like people go to different venues for a different kind of experience. Like, I'm going to go Friday, I'm going to go to this club. And then Tuesday, I'm going to go to this bar. And then Wednesday, I'm going to go check out this live music performer. people want different experiences, and I was trying to offer a different experience on every one of the nights. And our Mondays were hit because we featured local artists.
Which is sick, so sick.
You know what I mean? Like so Canadian artists would come and perform, and then that way they would invite their friends. And Mondays are normally the slower nights, but it became one of the best nights. That's when Drake came a lot of times too. You know what I mean? And then, like, that's kind of what.
And then it became a thing of like, any sports that was ever happening that was important in the city, like, you wanted to be. Bro, we'd hit you like days before and be like, bro, we're fucking booked out, bro. What do you want me to do? Like,
but what would I do? I would always try to.
No. You'd find a way. You'd always
try to make everybody happy.
Yeah, you'd always find a way. And then that place had like 5 million people in it at a time. Like, it was the best. It was the best.
Let's not say that. We don't want inspectors.
No, my bad. 6 feet.
I think you did a good job in instilling in people's minds that they can come at any time. Like, you want to come Tuesday afternoon, come by. You want to come Friday night and party hard. You want to come grab a brunch with your mom on a Sunday, come by, right? Like, that was something that I guess the city was really missing, because it was emphasized when you guys opened. That it was like an importance, right? Because everyone, obviously Friday, Saturday, you're out, but before pandemic, everyone was going out at all times, like at all times, right? So I think that was huge. I want to talk about how you work with teams, right? Because I've seen it. I've been on one of your teams. So has he. And you, like I said, it's very hands-on. But you also give people a lot of respect and control as well to be able to do their own thing, which is huge, right? So I don't see enough of that in the leaders in our city.
Right.
They don't really. It's hard for people to trust the team. And another thing is you bring on partners as well, which is something we believe in, which is something a lot of other people don't. So talk about, let's say, partnership first, and why that's been important for you, and how that's helped you.
Right.
And is it something that you're going to continue doing for the rest of your life?
Right.
So partnership for sure I want to talk about, because a lot of people, they think they have to do everything on their own at times, right? And it's hard. It's impossible almost.
One thing I learned, that the more people, the less greedy you are. Now you mentioned like other operators in the city operate. Everybody operates their own way.
Of course.
And people are successful in their own way. And it's not, I operate differently than other people. Simple. It's not that their way is better than my way.
You know, different.
My way might be respected by you guys more than the next person, but the next person might respect their way better.
Too. You might have to run it based on the venue differently.
But bringing on partners, I think, is important, because I'm not a greedy person. You know, and I want to make sure that by bringing the right partners on, it's not just bringing on partners. It's bringing the right partners on will help you elevate. Will add, will add ease to your operation, so that you can concentrate on what you need to do. Right. And the more the merrier, the more of a buzz that it'll build. Right. And it's easier, and it'll get to the top faster. Right. 100%. So I will continue to bring on partners. I think there's a lot of benefit. However, there is a lot lot of headaches that come into it. Tons.
For sure.
So, and you just got to be ready and prepared to take that on.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it's a learning experience. You're gonna have partners sometimes that maybe it doesn't work well with, but you got to kind of keep going with it, right? So, okay, now going to the team, because you're very hands-on with the team. Everyone loves you, especially our regulars. Like all the girls, all the bartenders there, bottle service, the guys, the managers, top down, bro. Like everyone respects you a lot, right? And
I appreciate it.
They have all this freedom, and they're so happy all the time, and they're just happy to be there, right? So, what kind of leadership are you kind of instilling in them?
Right.
Because it's working.
It's working.
Well, number one, I try to handpick the same people, and I instill that what we are looking for at regulars are positive people, no cattiness, no good competition, not thinking you're better than the next person, and just the kind of person that we want to be a part of regulars. We want the people serving to think that they are regular people too, regardless of who they are.
It's true.
You know,
it's true.
And the way we train our staff and the way our managers work are great. And let's go back to something I've learned. Your success is really defined on your circle and the people that work under you. If you have the right people with you that are partners, right? And I look at everybody that's working under me, are working with me.
Like a partner.
They're partners. They're not like, when you guys were working there, I never looked at you guys as promoters or employees. I always talk to you guys like you're my partners. Like, guys, let's do this together. You know what I mean? Like, we're here to accomplish this
Which
together.
Is something you always did.
And I always looked at everybody as my partner. Regardless of their role. And that's something that's respected. And when I look at everybody as my partner and help grow and have the right team under me, then I can trust them to do what they need to do. However, I will always be watching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the moment that there's a slip, maybe I won't say anything because they're doing a great job otherwise. But then if there's a few slips, then I'll have to, have that conversation and make sure that they're still riding the right path.
Of course.
They're still going on the right path because I won't let anybody that's with me slip.
Yeah. And that's you being a good leader.
One common goal. Yeah. One common goal.
Exactly.
Right?
But I will at the same time empower them to do their thing. Yeah. Before, back in the day, people might still call me a micromanager, but if you knew me back then, that was a micromanager. You know what I mean? And one thing I've learned is that you cannot grow. If you consistently micromanage every single person with that work with you.
Then there's no point. You might as well do it all yourself.
It's impossible. You'll grow, but then you'll reach a plateau.
And I think that's something where for you guys to keep opening and closing the restaurant or whatever, that goes into the training of every employee. Like you guys are training them, but with love, like to be like, hey, we want you here forever.
And even when you see them, right? like some of your staff, for example, they were doing Anko, they were working at Figures, they were at Regulars, so it was it was like this family just moving around. Right?
We help grow the same people because if there's good people around you, we want to continue to help them grow. And some people that are working with me, so many people have grown, and whether they went to LA and is a supermodel now, or went and was a photographer and now is doing photography for the top celebrities in the States or worldwide. You know what I mean? And it depends. I want people to grow.
I think that's why you've done so well for yourself, and I think that's why Regulars worked so well, because it really encompassed who you are as an entrepreneur and the way that you've built everything that you've built, and you're continuing to build it. It feels like it's always been genuine, and it's always been to help the people around and really uplift them, because you're looking at it from a point where you're saying, look, if I can build my team under me and continue to help them grow as people, I'm going to continue growing as well. So it's a win-win for everybody. And I think that's where a lot of people get mistaken, especially I think in the hospitality industry. It's like, I'm better. I need to be at the top. I need to make sure my presence is known and I'm this guy or I'm this woman. It's like, no, help everyone grow. Right. But, same thing. You're bringing in these partners to whatever extent you are, but you're helping them grow too at the same time. And what is that doing for Regulars? And what is that doing for you as an owner, right? You're growing, but it's always genuine. It's always with respect. I don't think we've ever walked into your place and ever felt disrespected. Not just by you, but by any of your staff, right? And again, that circles back to who you are and the way that you're trying to build your empire, right? And so I think that where we are now, let's get into coterie a little bit. Okay. Because I don't know how much you've told people about it, but maybe explain what it is, because I feel like it fits perfectly under your umbrella. Right. It fits perfectly.
Yeah. So coterie is a cannabis brand that we're currently launching. I don't want to talk so much about it because it isn't live yet, but it will be live in the next couple in a short future. And what coterie is kind of it's a brand that caters to your everyday person, right? And it's a brand that's similar to Regulars. Right? That people can feel comfortable, but a lot of brands out there aren't really doing anything different.
They're just doing the same.
They're not doing the same marketing initiatives. They're just like, hey, this is our brand. This is who we are.
Of course.
Let's put our logo on a t-shirt and call it a day.
Of course.
But we want to build a culture. We want to build a following. And the name coterie in itself, the definition is it's a French translation of a group of people with shared or similar tastes and interests.
Sick. So sick.
You know what I mean?
So sick.
So, and our tagline is welcome to the club.
There you go.
So that's kind of my next initiative right now. And we're going to be launching everything from dry bud, pre-rolls, vape cartridges.
Hear that?
And then, down to even drinks, cannabis infused drinks and moving down the line, creams and everything, and CBD, and we're going to be working with a lot of people. Our partners are great. We have LP partners as well as extract partners. So the brand is, knock on wood, foolproof. In itself, and with us being the marketing engine behind it, it's a no-brainer.
So we should expect probably the same type of marketing that was done for Regulars.
I mean, it's going to be on a large scale.
Of course.
It's going to be on a large scale because we're going to be launching in Ontario, but then going Canada-wide.
And then,
the end goal will be obviously going into the States and then worldwide.
Yeah.
Right? But definitely something really interesting.
How do you feel like it fits into what you're doing now? From like a more of an entrepreneurial standpoint, do you feel like, okay, cool, like I kind of have everything else built to a point where like it's sort of self-sustaining? Of course, you still have to be a part of what you're doing now, like regulars and whatnot. But do you feel like now this is going to be like the fucking, like, this is the real, like the beast?
Every time I do something, it's always like, this is the beast. You know what I mean? And it's a part of the growth, right? Like you have to have that mindset.
Your appetite gets bigger. That's all it is.
Exactly. And it's like, and that's something that I want to mention is that to succeed, there's a perfect balance between being confident, right? There's a difference between confidence and cockiness. You have to walk that fine line between being humble, but also thinking that you can conquer anything.
Of course. Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I love that.
So anything that you do, you want to go in 100%.
Yeah.
All the time.
Of course.
You know?
And truly feel like you can accomplish it. Because it's like 100%. You're saying.
You already failed yourself if you don't.
Yeah.
Damn, son.
It's
true. It's true. No,
right?
I love that. And I think we're similar type of guys where when we do something, we do it 100%. And if we don't feel like we can do it 100%, we won't do it. Like we won't even step into that world. Right? So obviously you guys feel confident about the cannabis space and thinking that you can take that step there, which is huge because it's a it's a massive industry. It's only growing. You know, the projections for the next 5 years are in the tens of billions or hundreds of billions of dollar range. So there's a piece of the pie for everybody.
There's a lot of room.
How about like the diversification of your portfolio right now?
Right.
Like, and you mentioned A&W, the barbershops happened as well. Dust of Gods. I mean, it kind of felt like you were always also looking for stuff other than the hospitality.
100%.
And why? I think it's genius, to be honest.
Thank you. I mean, there's a lot of depth to that question.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to start with try to take advantage of every opportunity that comes your way. If you can, and it seems like a good opportunity, then go ahead. B, by taking on a diverse portfolio, if one fails or something happens, you still have the other one to lean off of. And it's important that your portfolio, within your portfolio, you have high risks, right? Investments,
of course,
and then stable investments. For example, A&W. A&W is a stable investment.
Of course.
It's not going anywhere. It's a franchise. I end up selling it. I sell it. You know what I mean? It's going to go up in value. It's like real estate.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
It's true.
It's a real estate.
And you guys popped in that at a great time because I feel like A&W was gone and then all of a sudden like they just came back with a vengeance, bro, and they started popping up everywhere, but it felt like it was super strategic.
That was about 4 or 5 years ago when they all started popping up.
And the food came out and like I tell this guy all the time, like we have the one right down the street from us here. I'm like, bro,
that's yours.
That's
well, great. I've been giving you a ton of money because bro, like I eat that shit all the time. I actually prefer it over everything else. So it was like, you know,
that was a huge opportunity. We even saw it after. We're like, damn, there was so many. There was not that many A&Ws. All of a sudden, now they're 24 hours. Like, beautiful, dude.
You have to diversify yourself. You know what I mean? It's important to. But moreover, it's about, hey, how can I accomplish all these different kinds of businesses? And the way it is that if you have the right people working with you, A. B is if you are a marketing engine, you can take on any kind of business. Because you can market that business to be successful.
Damn. See what I'm saying?
You know what I mean? Like, you can learn to operate it.
Of course.
But are you going to learn to market it? It's something very difficult to learn. But you can learn to operate it.
That's 100%. Something that we came across too when we had Piadina open up too. Like a lot of people are like, what do you know about restaurants and shit like that? It's like, we know how to market.
Exactly.
We went in there, we learned how to operate, which was a fucking challenge.
100%.
But we went in with the marketing knowledge first.
But
you know, of course, people around you as well. Right,
but COVID hit and it's a great spot. You know, but it's still not, you're still not moving backwards. Whether it succeeded or didn't succeed, you're still moving forward for you doing it. You gained experience, you gained know-how. So like you're still moving forward. And that's something I tell a lot of people. It's like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what I'm going to do in school. I don't know what I want to be when I grow up. I don't know what job I should take. You know what I mean? I said, my reply to that is, whatever it is, do it. Because it doesn't matter if you're going on this path or this path, you're still moving forward.
Of course. True.
You know what I mean? And if you're not moving forward, you're staying still.
Of course.
I think a lot of people struggle with that too. That's a common thing that we hear all the time. Is like, oh, I don't know what I want to do, or I'm thinking about trying this, I'm thinking about trying that. And our thing is always, just do it, because you have to put yourself in a position where you might succeed, you also might fail, but you tried it. But you just tried it, right?
Well, you're still moving forward because you're gaining the experience. You're learning. You know what's going to succeed in the future. You're growing.
But the thing is, it's too much. Like people think that the growth comes from the money part. They relate it to finances, right? So if you just lost 5,000 trying out a new business or something, people are going to take that as an L, but realistically, you just learned that you shouldn't do that, or you learned why you shouldn't do it that way, right? So I guess that's a common issue too. It's hard to look past that because financials usually come first,
right?
Then personal growth,
right?
But it's important to keep in mind. You have to. You got to try it.
If you don't try it now, you might have taken a bigger risk down the line and lost even more money.
That's true,
right? Or now that you've learned it, maybe you want to open up something again.
Yeah.
And then from your growth, you can put that,
make it better,
and make it better.
The experience into it, You
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when I opened up Figures, there was a lot of growth there still, even though I had Anko for 7 years at the time.
Yeah.
When I opened up Figures, and I took that growth from Figures and what I've learned, because Figures was a great venue, it's still great today. Was it as successful as Anko or Regulars? It wasn't. I'm going to sit here and tell you that.
Of course.
People have, unsuccessful venues, businesses,
projects, everything,
fail, whatever it is. But if you learn from it, without Figures, Regulars would have never been.
Wow. See, that's crazy. That's crazy to think about.
So shout out Figures, to be honest.
100%.
Shout out Figures.
100%. You know what I mean? My relationship with Mona wouldn't have grown. My relationship with Carlos wouldn't have grown. My relationship with some of my partners.
So you're just at a point where you know what you're doing is working, so it's like, I'm just going to keep doing this. Is how it goes.
My relationship with you guys wouldn't have grown.
Yeah,
of course.
True.
Because, we started at Figures.
Yeah. I know.
We wouldn't be here today.
Of course.
Right?
And that's important. And I think that's important. And it's like Ernesto was saying, and you're just saying, people look at the success of something or what did I take from this by how much money did I make from it, which is a really, really big problem, because especially as an entrepreneur, you can try 100 businesses that fail. So what did you learn from that experience, right? Not how much money you made or didn't make. What did you learn from that experience? And how are you going to execute off what you learned on the next thing that you do, right? Whether it's in the same industry or not, because I think you can start a clothing line that failed, which I did, and then now in a marketing agency that has a piece of a construction company, that has a piece of restaurant and whatnot.
And you guys make dope clothing,
because
of your experience,
100%.
right?
Well, that's the thing, and there's certain things that I took from that business that I have transferred over to this one, right? And whether it was to do with design, or whether it was legal stuff or accounting things or whatever, it's stuff that you learned, right? So it's like, fuck, I'm gonna go here and say, school, it's like, bro, you go to school, put yourself in debt 40, 50, 60 G's, or you try with that's 50, 60 G's, you try 10 businesses and you learn way more. See what I'm saying? Did you go to school? Actually?
I did go to school.
Okay.
I did go to school. Okay. And I'll say clearly, like I went to school, I graduated, I went to York University.
Okay.
And at the time I decided I was halfway or more than halfway in university.
Yeah.
And it was coming to a point where my businesses were growing so much, and my time was, you only have this much time, right? So, both sides were being affected. My grades weren't as good, but my businesses weren't as good.
Yeah.
Because I was young.
Because you were doing,
and I was young, and as you grow, things become easier. I look back now, and I could have done that with my eyes closed. I could have operated my business. I could have operated my businesses.
Yeah.
And I could have went to school with my eyes closed.
Yeah.
Where I am now.
Yeah.
Because you gain a skill set. You gain that skill set of learning how to work.
Yeah. And time manage.
And you delegate. There's a lot of things that you will learn as you grow. For example, the first year of Anko, when I first opened up Anko, it was a nightmare. I thought I was gonna die. I'm like, what did I just get myself into?
Massive.
Now I look at it, I can operate that place with my eyes closed. Literally with my eyes closed because of the experience and everything, and and the infrastructure that I built and everything like that. So back then, I had to make the decision though. Do I continue with my businesses or do I continue in school? And I had to choose one, because if I didn't, they were both gonna fail.
There you go.
I ain't going to graduate because my grades aren't going to be there. My business is going to fail. So I made the decision. I said to myself, right now, I'm making more than the professor that's teaching me about business.
There you go. See that?
Why am I still in school?
Yeah.
And that's what made me help change. And I talked to my parents. I said, hey, like, I don't want to let you down. I don't want to be a failure.
Yeah.
And they said, you know, you're not a failure to us. Yeah. You know, you
need that support though. You need
that. You need, you know, whatever you want to do. So I was in university and I said, you know what? All right, I'm just gonna go full throttle here. Yeah. You know what I mean? And you know, my brother graduated though with a computer science degree. So, and that's something that is important, right? And I say this again to a lot of people as well, is everybody has weaknesses in their portfolio or in their personality or who they are. Mm-hmm. And either work on those weaknesses and make them strengths, or learn how to mask them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? But identify your weaknesses. Know what your weaknesses are.
Yeah. You got to be self-aware.
You have to be self-aware.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then continue growing. So at the time, that's when, you know, I chose to get out of school and pursue.
So going off of that, business. Do you feel that you and your brother's partnership works very well because maybe that there's weaknesses you have or that he has that you guys fill the voids for?
100%.
Yeah. Is that something you look for? Like when you sit down with a new partner, are you looking for someone that's going to bring something different to the table?
Of course, always. I want to bring on, you know, partners that will offer something that even I might offer it, but they might be stronger at it.
They might be stronger, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But that takes you, again, being self-aware and saying,
exactly.
This person,
you have to be self-aware of your surroundings.
Yeah. But,
you know?
but talk about you and your brother's relationship and how that has turned into the partnership that you guys have created, obviously, to have so much success, because I think...
Because we know Nader does a lot too, and
100%.
He kills it, right?
And I think being in business with a family member is hard. I mean, this guy and Anna do it very well.
Yeah, for now.
But I don't think it's a very common thing. So to see you guys doing it well as well, it's crazy. And I want to know a little more about that.
One thing is that we have to respect one another, and we have to respect the way we operate. Yeah. And that's something that we've learned. Yeah. And it's aggravating sometimes. You know what I mean? It's like, well, why? I don't understand it. Like I don't comprehend that way of thinking. Yeah. But that's why he's there.
Yeah.
That's the point.
And that's why I'm here.
Yeah.
And when you learn and appreciate that people are different, they operate different, people succeed in different mindsets, and you know, everybody's different, whether it's business owner, they have different avenues and paths that they take that learn different skill sets. Yeah. And one thing that me and my brother's partnership, and everybody can tell you that, I'm the kind of guy that's like, go, 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 go. You know what I mean? He's the kind of guy that's like, slow it down.
Take a breath. Yeah.
Let's analyze the situation here.
Yeah.
Let's,
Seems like that guy.
Cross our eyes and, you know.
But like, you need that. You need that.
You need that. Yeah. So, but you also need to go.
You need both. You need both.
Exactly. Yeah. So that balance is created with me and my brother, I feel. Right? And that's the one thing that stands out over the rest, you know, but there are a lot. And I'm going to sit here and I'll tell you, if you want to know my biggest weakness, I can tell you it. I'm not ashamed of it. You know what I mean? My biggest weakness is reading and writing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? My biggest weakness, that's it, right? But I have the right people that
of course
can write up articles for me if I need to. You know what I mean? But I'm very well articulated. I'm a great speaker. You know, I'm the most social person that you can meet. You know what I mean? Like I'm very hands-on and I'm always an engine that wants to keep going and learning. Right? So those are my strengths, but also I have my weaknesses.
You're like the engine and Nader's like the coolant. He's just like
100%. Take it down a notch. You know what I mean? Or like, let's go. But sometimes he lets me go and sometimes I let him go. You know what I mean? Like maybe you're right. So we've learned to analyze each other's strengths and sometimes understand them and take it back and think, hey, could this person be right? Why are they right? And okay, I understand their perspective. No, I still think my way is right. Or, okay, that makes sense. Maybe I will take it down a notch.
But how has that affected you guys as brothers now, like outside of business, like more on like a personal level? Like has that, you know, has it helped you guys grow closer? Like how has that been?
I think it's always been the same, to be honest with you. Like we're just as close.
Well, you guys were partners from a while now.
That's what I'm saying. Well, it's been a long time.
Yeah, I trust him more than anybody in the world, you know, and like it's... it's just it's there, like it's simple, right? Like it is what it is. There's nothing that changed, and there's nothing, you know.
You guys keep it real.
It's teamwork. Teamwork make the dream work. That's what we're always trying to preach here. Right. So
listen, we have a certain question we ask everybody. I'm sure you've seen. We're the MBH podcast. Money buys happiness. Right. When you hear money buys happiness, what do you think of? What comes to mind?
You know what's funny? I didn't actually prepare for that question. Even though I heard you guys say it on the podcast, I didn't actually prepare for it.
These are the best ones then.
Yeah. Does money buy happiness? Depending on what your happiness is.
Okay.
Right? And for some people, money doesn't buy happiness. For others, it does buy happiness. Yeah. And at the end of the day, it's you can only be happy. Sorry, I'm like.
It's okay. No, it's a tough question. I know.
No, it's not. The key thing to happiness is not so much money. It's in your inner self.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Regardless of what you do, where you are in the time of your life, what you're going through, if you're internally happy, that's the key to happiness. Yeah. It's not about money. It's not about where you are in life. It's not about what your objectives are. You have to be internally happy and tell yourself that you're in a good place, and you're going to continue to have the confidence within yourself to keep growing and to keep making yourself happy.
Yeah.
And whether it's to gain more money so that you can buy more things to make you happy, or whether it's, to build a family, or whether it's, to open up a business that you've always dreamed of, or, you know what I mean? Whatever it is.
Yeah. So does money buy you happiness?
Succeeding buys me happiness.
Okay. Yeah.
Success.
And money comes with that, I guess.
Money is a tool. Money is a tool for it. And now, listen, money is important. Money is important in life. Money can cause people a lot of stress, right, in their growth. And, as you raise a family, as you grow as a person, to have a good home, and to buy something that you might always want to buy, you know what I mean, to travel, to take a vacation. Yeah. Money revolves around the world, and it's important to have money. But there's a point where it's just like, okay, this is too much money for my happiness, right? So there's a balance for it. So and essentially, to answer that question, and it's a very difficult question, I know why you guys asked that question. There is a balance to it, but essentially, if you want me to give you a yes or no, yes.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Yes. That's all we were waiting for. No. But yeah, again, I think the way you explained it, it's interesting because no one's really explained it that way, and I think it comes down to self-awareness again.
Exactly.
What do I need to be happy? And if money is one of the driving factors of the things that will make me happy, just accept it, because I feel like that term has always been looked at negatively. It's always been money doesn't buy happiness. We're like, oh, fucking switch that, because we're self-aware of who we are and the things that make us happy. Yeah. And for us, money is a tool to accomplish or get the things that we're looking for.
You said it right there. Yeah. Money is a tool.
Yeah.
And that's important. And you asked that question, like, does money buy you happy? It's a tool to proceed. It's a part of the process to make me happy.
Yes. Yeah. It's not the money's not the end goal.
It's not the end goal. Yeah. It's not like, okay, I have money now and I'm happy. No. Because you can have billions of dollars and not be happy.
Of course. It's what are you doing with it?
So does that buy you happiness? I have billions of dollars, but am I happy? A lot of billionaires are not happy.
Of course. Yeah.
Right? So it's a fine balance, and it's important that you find yourself first and know how to make yourself happy.
Yeah. Know yourself, bro.
Know yourself. Yeah. Know yourself.
Yeah.
That's very important. True.
Pat, where can everyone find you online? Yeah. Let's drop it.
My Instagram is Patrick Marzouk.
Dope.
We'll link it in.
Regulars Bar too. Facebook, same, Patrick Marzouk.
Beauty.
And my email is patrick@regularsbar.ca.
This guy's about to get the brand deals coming in. He's about to get the fucking brand deals coming in.
Yeah, and that's basically it.
No, man, listen, it's been a fucking pleasure.
Yeah, definitely. It's been a pleasure.
I think we're gonna have to. I think we're gonna have to get you back on, because I know that, like, in the next year, the shit you're gonna do is gonna be unbelievable. Yeah. So it's only gonna make sense to get you back to talk about that stuff. I know when Coterie launches and whatnot.
And we're looking forward to getting back in regulars too.
Yeah,
man. Having some fun again.
Hopefully that comes around soon.
No, I appreciate it. Well, one thing I want to say to end off too is that number one, I'm proud of you guys.
Yeah.
And I'm proud of the growth to see from where you guys were to you guys are now.
Thank you, man.
And when you guys asked me to be a part of this podcast, normally I don't do like these things, especially with companies, but I'm really impressed with your podcast. I'm very impressed with the way you guys are operating it, and the way your editing is, and the way you guys kind of put it all together. It's really impressive to see.
Thank you.
Appreciate that, man.
Kudos to you guys.
Thank you.
We'll keep it coming. We'll keep it going.
Expect a million more podcasts from us, and again, we'll have you back. But bro, absolute pleasure.
Yeah,
excited for the future, man, and what it holds for you.
Pleasure's mine, guys. Thank you.
Dean, we out.